Here we find ourselves together once again on page 37 of Ted Greene's Chord Chemistry. This is section 8 of the book, Chord Reference Charts, and today we are talking about dominant seventh with flat nines. 1, 3, flat 7, no, 1, 3, 5, flat 7, flat 9. And as if that weren't enough, we're talking about diminished seventh chords as well, with a 1, flat 3, flat 5, and double flatted 7 or 6. If you're finding yourself without the book and you would like to order the book, you can do that right here in the link in the card above or link in the description below. And without further ado, we are jumping right in. All right, A7 flat 9. This is a repetitive pattern, so I wanted to also note that there will be no 3-note diminished chords listed here. So we have a whole page of 37, and that's it. So A7 flat 9, we have, let's say position number 2, we have the flat 7, we have the 3, we have the, what do we have here? The 5, we have the flat 9 on the top. Really cool stuff. All right. We could also position that on position 5, which would indicate that's flat 9. Very cool stuff. 5, flat 7, and 3. We could also position that to every 3 frets we can go up to position number 8. That also constitutes an A7 flat 9 with a 3, a flat 7, a flat 9, and a 5 on the top. And another 3 frets higher is fret number E, position number 11, with a 5 in the bass, a flat 9 next, a 3, and a flat 7 on the top. So we started from flat, A7 flat 9, and every 3 frets we end up playing the same A7 flat 9. Cool thing to remember for the rest of these chords here. A7 flat 9 again on position number 5, so we have the flat 9, the 5, the flat 7, the 3, the 5, and the root on the top. You'll notice I've got my Jazz 2 out today. All right, let's take another look at the next one, position number 3. We'll start there. We have the 3, the flat 7, the flat 9, and the 5 on the top. We could, of course, play all 6 strings, and then every 3 frets we have another version of A7 flat 9, but we'll go ahead and continue moving on, and you can do that work on your own. I don't want to take that away from you, but we would just go ahead and proceed through all of these shapes and say 3, flat 7, flat 9, and 5, and then move up 3 frets higher than that, and then we would go 5, flat 9, 3, and flat 7, and then we would ascend again to flat 7, 3, 5, and flat 9, and so on. A7 flat 9 again on position number 2. We'll start here with the 5, the flat 9, the 3, and the flat 7. Yeah, very cool stuff. This is another really handy one to know. This is also basically that same diminished shape that we just did, but with the A in the bass, which we could actually do with the thumb, or we could fret this as a bar and then just kind of skip over the A string. A7 flat 9 on position number 3. This is another one of my personal favorites. It's basically this shape with the octave reduced, a couple octaves, with the G reduced down to the low E string. So we start with flat 7, 5, flat 9, 3. And this is another one of those really cool diminished sequences. A7 flat 9, again, these are all diminished sequences. So we have the flat 9 in the bottom, in the bass, flat 7, 3, and then root on the top. A7 flat 9 again, last on the first row of page 37, we have the 3 in the bass. We're on position number 3, so we have the 3rd, the flat 9, the 5, and the flat 7. Now we're moving right along to A7 flat 9 on position number 3 once again with the flat 7, the 3. We're skipping over the D string and headed right to the flat 9, and then the 5 on the top. Now we could use a fingering that's easier to kind of choke all of the strings that we do not wish to hear. So this is the fingering I would definitely explore if I'm using a pick and wanting to scrape through the entire chord all at once, instead of arpeggiating my way through the string set. A7 flat 9, we have the flat 3 again. We're on, we forgot to mention that you could, of course, play all of these, across the neck, etc. Position 3, we have the flat 7, the flat 7, the 3, the flat 9, and then the 5, and then the root note on the top. So we have this really cool shape here with the, the sort of the tritone on the bottom. Trying to remember where, just keep tonicized where the root notes are. Those are very helpful to know. Position number 1, let's take a look at the old flat 9, the old 5, the old 3, and the flat 7 on the top. Again, we can cycle this through the diminished sequence every 3 frets. We have the same chord. A7 flat 9 once again on position number 3, flat 7. Now we've got 2 tritones, flat 7, 3, 5, and then flat 9 on the top. We're creating some space here with Mr. Ted Greene. He has us kind of skipping the 2 middle strings in this really wonderful, delightful chord shape. Very cool stuff. Position number 3, let's take a look at this one. This one has us kind of like stretching a little bit. This one has our imagination sort of piquing our interest, if you will. We have the flat 9 in the bass with the 3, the 5, and the top, basically the top of the dominant chord, the 3, 5, flat 7, but with the flat 9 in the bass. And again, all of these just move parallel plane across the guitar neck every 3 frets, same chord, and you will discover there's a very utilitarian purpose to these chords. A7 flat 9. Flat position number 3, we have the flat 7 way down low, and the 3, the 5, and then the flat 9 on the top. Really great option to kind of get away from the root position by presenting the flat 7 in the bass. A7 flat 9 once again on position number 3. Let's go ahead and, position number 1. Let's go ahead and take a look at the flat 7, the flat 9. And then I'm just going to adjust my fingers a wee bit here. We've got the flat 7, the flat 9, the 5, and the 3 on the top. So we have this really nice dense cluster in the bass. And we have some melodic separation here with a 6, the leap of a 6 from the bottom, the highest of the bottom notes to the melody is a 6, a major 6 leap. And again, we can create that damsel on a train track kind of sound with every one of these almost. Position number 2, let's take a look at, with the 3 in the bass, the 5. So it's the same shape basically that we just did with the bass note on the 6th string. Now we have bass note on the 5th string. A7 flat 9, motoring right along. Position number 2, let's take a look at 3. This is the flat 7, the 5, the 3, and then the flat 9 way on the top here. We have this is a great exercise. I don't remember the last time we picked through a page. And this is a great exercise for the pick to become aware of the difference or the distance from one string to the next across the string set. Wonderful exercise for this. Okay, again, we're using the flat 7, the 5, the flat, or the 3, and then the flat 9 on the top. So we have another variation on that. A7 flat, and of course we can use A7 flat 9. Let's go ahead and check this one out. Here we have the flat 9, the 5, the 3, the flat 7, and the root note on the top. Yeah, great sound. E7 flat 9, I think this is the first time we say hello to E, position number 6. Root, flat 7, no, root 3, flat 7, flat 9. E7 flat 9 on position number 5 is going to look like this. We have the flat 9, the 3, the flat 7, and the root on the top. A7 flat 9, we have the root, the flat 7, the flat 9, and then the 3 on the top. E7 flat 9, we're going to continue right along on position number 6. There is the E7 flat 9. We have the flat 9 in the bass, the 3, the 7, and the 3 again on the top. So we're doubling the 3 here. A7 flat 9, we're on position number 2. We have the flat 7, the flat 9, the flat 7, the flat 9, the 3, and then the root note on the top. Of course, the root note is in the bass here, or perceived in our minds, tonicized. A7 flat 9, we're using the thumb here on fret number 6 with the flat 9. We're going up to flat 9. We have the, let's take a quick look. We have 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we have another flat 9. Is that accurate? And then a 3, and then a flat 7, and then the root note on the top. Wild. We'll have the A note in our ears and in our hearts. The root note is on the top, right there. Really fun. E7 flat 9 on position number 10. So let's take a look at 1, 3, flat 7, flat 9. Got it. A7 flat 9. We're position number 2. Just jumping back down there. We have flat 9, 3, flat 7, and then root note on the top. Done. E7 flat 9 on position number 4. Now we're looking for, let's see, the 3, let's say the flat 9, let's say, the flat 7, and then the root note on the bottom. E7 flat 9 again on position number 8, starting right away with the flat 9, and then the root note, and then the 3 and the flat 7 on the top. That's a really interesting resonance, isn't it? E7 flat 9 on position number 1. So we're back here on 3, the flat 9, and then we're reaching all the way up to the root note. We'll go ahead and place the, let's see, we're placing the flat 7 in the bass on position number 1, 2, 3, 4, frets number 5. What a great voicing. What a grand idea for this shape. Love it. All right, E7 flat 9 on position number 3. We have the thumb in the bass, so there's the 3, there's the flat 7, there's the flat 9, there's the 5, and there's the root note. Yeah, I love that one. That is just a fantastic feature chord right here. Love that grip. All right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. E7 flat 9. So let's take a look at position number 3. We have the thumb once again on the 3rd, and then the flat 7, and then we have the flat 9, the 5, and then the flat 9 again. Just doing a little dance with the 4th finger, that's all. Position number 9, let's jump up and say hello to fret 10 again. This is position 9, and we have the flat 7, 5, flat 9 again, the 3, and then it looks like the root note on the top. Great soundscapes here. E7 flat 9, root note in the bass. We're working on our way up to the flat 9, the 3, and the flat 7. Yeah, A7 flat 9, position number 3. Let's take a quick look. We've got the thumb on the bass for some reason. We've got that 3, the flat 7, the flat 9, and then the 5 on the top. Loving it. Loving it. These are just so useful. Each one of these chords just can't be bought. It has to be earned. Fret number 7, position 7, we have the 5, the flat 9, and we're skipping our way up to this bar. I'm just going to skip over the D string like he's suggesting. Root note 3 and flat 7 on the top. And then if you arpeggiate these chords, and reverse arpeggiate these chords, they all have different properties. All right, one is when we hear the interval going from position 3 now, from flat 7 ascending, we have the flat 7 to flat 9, and then we have the 2nd finger, which we're triple stopping on the top 3 strings, and we're kind of just doing the old reach around with that 4th finger, 3rd finger right here. So we have the flat 7, the flat 9, the 5, the root, and then the 3 on the top. Very cool shape. Now, if I turn around and descend that, do a reverse rake, I hear all of these intervals in reverse, right? They're all inverted. And that creates a different phenomena for our hearing. A7 flat 9 on position number 3, we have let's take position number 9, we have the 3 in the bass is what I meant to say. The root note, the flat 7, and flat 9 way up there on the top. A7 with a flat 9 again, no surprises here. Position number 6, we're on the 3, we have the flat 9, and then we have the flat 7, and then we have the root note on the top. A7 flat 9 on position number 5. Let's step on up to the plate here and take a swing. We're getting right into these really cool voicings that are anchored with a root note in the bass. Just really super powerful voicings here. Position number 4, let's take a look. We have the 3, the root, of course, the flat 7, and then the flat 9. Let's take a look at tonicizing that. So what does that mean to actually tonicize that? Hearing that as the flat 9 in the bass, and then realizing that it wants to go somewhere. It's not really a static chord, it's a chord of motion for certain. All right, position number 5, root note. Thank you, Mr. Greene, for the root note, and the flat 9 on the top, flat 7. Here's another staple of separating upper register from lower register. Just very nice and clean separation here. E7 flat 9 on position number 3. We're back to the repeatable phrases again. He's suggesting 3, 6, 9, etc. So we're looking at flat 7, 3, 5. No, I'm sorry. E7 flat 9. So we have the 3, the flat 7, the flat 9, and then the, what is that way up here? The 5 way up on the top. Yeah. Just amazing. A diminished. Now we are looking at diminished. So these are 1, 3, 1 flat 3, flat 5, and double flat 7 or 6. So those are going to look like, they're going to read like this on position number 1. These are also repeatable. Very similar to the flat 7, flat 9 chords. So we have the A diminished starting on position number 1. We'll start with the 6 in the bass. We'll start with the flatted 3. We'll start with the flatted 5, and then we'll end with the root note on the top. So that causes me to change this position a little bit. And again, and if whether we're approaching this from whether we're approaching it from the inverted diminished sequence, the half, whole, or whole half, it doesn't matter. They're all repeatable by every 3 frets, okay? All right, good. I think we're clear on that. A diminished is going to be A diminished 7, where A diminished, on position number 2, we have the flat 3, the 6, or the flat, double flatted 7. I'll just refer to it as 6 for now. And then the root note, and then the flatted 5th on the top. And again, these are definitely, they're candidates. They encourage themselves to be moved, don't they? A diminished on position number 1. What are we looking at here is the flat 5, the root, the flat 3, and the 6 on the top. Okay. Or whatever it is, 1, position 1, we have the 6, we have the flat 5, the root, and the flatted 3 on the top. A diminished again on position number 2. Let's see what happens here when we jump to the flatted 3 in the bass, the root, the flatted 5, and the 6. Position number 2 for the A diminished 7 is going to be the 6 in the bass, the flat 3, the root note, and then the flatted 5 on the top. Next one, we're looking at position number 3. So we have the flat 3, the 6, the flat 5, and the root note. Really cool to see those stacked tritones here. A diminished again on position number 2. We're separating ourselves now from the bass region of the guitar. We have the 6, the flat 3, and then we are taking a good look at that leap from the 2 middle strings. We're leaping way over, clear over the D and G strings, up to the flat 5 and the root note on the top. A diminished 7 again on position number 2. Let's take a look at the 6 on the top this time. Let's descend the pattern from 6 to flat 5 to the 3, flat 3, to the root note in the bass. This would be like, G sharp 7 flat 9 or something, right? Yeah, of course you knew that. So position number 2 is, let's take a look, 6, and then we have the D7 chord shape way up here to produce the flat 5, the 6, and the root note on the top. Good. A diminished, we're looking at position number, let's take a look at position number 3. So we'll start here with the root note, the flat 3, the 6, and then these are looking pretty familiar from some of the previous chords, right? Are they not? They are. And then we have the root, flat 3, 6, flat 5 on the top. Good. Choking out that G string and the high E string as well. A diminished, the next sequence is going to be position number 1 with the flat 3, the flat 5, the root note, and the 6. I think the 6, what is that? Flat 3, flat 5, root, and then the 6 on the top. So let's refinger that one. That's right. Oh, let's skip that open B string. Yeah. Whew. A diminished, again, on position number 1. Let's jump to position 6. We have 6, we have the flat 5, we have the 3, and then we have the root note way up here on the top. Oop. Good. A diminished 7, we're looking at position number 1 again with the same 6 and flat 5, but this time we have the flat 3 and root note on the top with a triple stop on the top. I was thinking 𝗬𝗵𝗁's triple threat. Funny stuff. Cooking shows are just ruling, man. I just love those things. So 6, 3, flatted 3, flat 5, and then the root on the top. All right, last 6 chords here. Here we go. Starting on A7 flat 9, we're on position number 3. We're starting with the flat 7, the 5, the 3, and then the flat 9 in the bass. We could put the open A string underneath it, or we could do this really cool tap with the, the second finger. I wanted to feature my second finger because if you can see it, I mandolined part of my finger off with, slicing some jalapenos this weekend, jalapenos. And that's what it looks like now. I don't know if you can see it, but that's all you're going to get of it. Position number 2, we have the 6, A diminished 7. Again, we have the 6, we have the flat 5, we have the flat 3, and then we have the root note. So a full-on diminished 7. Good. A diminished 7 once again on position number 4. Let's take a look at the flat 5, then the flat 3, then the root note, and then the flat 7. And this is one of the reasons why I do my morning ritual for guitar growth, because I really enjoy being able to stretch for these and play these chords without just falling out of my chair here. It's just such a relief to be practicing with you guys in the morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This time of the year. Just wonderful time, having the time of my life. If you haven't actually been to visit, I encourage you to come and visit us at the Morning Ritual for Guitar Growth, because it's there for free. It's happening through the entire year of 2025. Maybe we'll see you there. If you show up, let us know that you're attending from this video. Position 5, A7 flat 9. We're just going to come down the 1, the 5, the 3, the flat 9, and then we'll place the flat 7 in the bass here. Yeah. Good. E7 flat 9, we have the root in the bass, and then we're running up here to the flat 7, and then again to the root note. Oh no, the flat 9. So we have the root note, the flat 7, the flat 9, the 3, and the 5 on the top. Yeah, just great stuff. A7 flat 9 is our final chord today, and I wanted to just take some time to savor this one. It's just the A triad on the top on position 5, flat 9, and then flat 7. Good. We did it. we did it. We completed page 37. We knocked another one down. We have our fingers to thank and have you to thank for being here with me. And if you liked this video, if you don't have the book yet, you can get the book here in the link in the card above, or of course in the link in the description. It supports the channel. We certainly appreciate that. But more importantly, it's something that you can do in your own leisure time and follow along with the book. So if you don't have it yet, go ahead and grab it if you can. And then you might like this video right here. If you liked what you watched today, you probably will like this one too. So I would encourage you to check that out. It's got some good stuff in it for you, and I'm confident of that. And I thank you one more time for being here with me today. And until we meet again, I wish you happy picking.